Evil is darkness. Darkness grows unchecked. And with no light, the darkness will take over. Now, what will happen when the light that is meant to protect everyone from the darkness goes out? Let's find out. Yeah, soldiers, it's your boy Damien is coming to you for another video, and this is What If Deku Was a Villain Part 3. So, yeah, we're going into Part 3 here. I apologize for not putting this part out sooner, but, I had some other stuff in between, and to work on, and it was just kind of a mess, but here's a new part. And this will be the second to last part before the finale, as, again, I want to kind of end this series at a certain point, and then move on to other series. But I really did like what I did with the series, and I just knew it just wouldn't last long. So enjoy this part, and then part 4, the finale, when they release. Anyways, in terms of the usual stuff, watch my community tab like a hawk. Twitter's at AnimeStage4, Instagram anime_stage4, and join my Discord server, all of which are in the description. Follow me on Twitch, which is linked in the description, so you can view my podcast, and go to my Patreon for some nice rewards, which is again linked in the description. And finally, be prepared for some videos coming up, such as the Otsutsuki movie with, Otsutsuki Naruto, which will have the free parts of the Otsutsuki Naruto series, and some more videos in between that I'm working on in the background. And finally, if you have any fanfics you think I should read for my channel, be it Naruto, MHA, DBC, One Piece, or something else, comment down with the name of the fanfic and leave a link to it so I can read it. And actually finally, truly finally, shout out to my boy Drew for editing this video. And we can now get into this. So if you haven't seen part 2, the link to it will be in the description. And now let's jump into the story. Deku is getting ready to maybe join the League of Villains in their attack on USJ. Though, he does not want to make his identity known to Bakugo just yet, as he knows from talks with his quote-unquote friend that he got into UA and is in Class 1A, as he wants to continue using them as a bit of a tool to get some information and stuff like that. So he'll disguise himself in a costume and a mask, and will join up with the League when the time is right. Deku will then decide to make a call to the good Dr. Gawarki, and he will nod, hang up on Izuku, and will tell All For One what will be going on, and All For One will just have this sinister grin. Deku will then make preparations. As the day of the USJ attack approaches, Deku gets excited as he can really shake your society to its core with this attack. Innocent kids at UA High School, the one All Might went to, attacked. There would definitely be a lot of bad press for UA and even All Might if this happens. Especially since the info we got revealed that All Might is also a teacher. And with how significantly weak he has become, it is perfect. UA students getting attacked will be the first domino to fall that will inevitably cause your society to collapse. It is perfect. This is gonna be great, says Deku to himself. Izuku will text Bakugo on the day of the trip that he hopes that he has a nice trip, and then Izuku will put on his mask and costume and will head to USJ. During the attack, he takes time to see the Nomu in action. He sees All Might fight, and he's impressed by the monster's durability, and actually looks like the villains can win without him. However, All Might is able to tap into enough strength to win against the Nomu, and he will turn his attention to the villains. As Shigaraki and company try one last attempt, the group of heroes appear and are ready to stop and capture the villains once and for all. Deku decides to at least make his presence known, and then Deku appears and breaks through the glass and introduces himself as Mindbreaker. It is good to meet all of these students and all of you heroes. Now, I think it would be rude to not tell you my name, so allow me to introduce myself. I am Mindbreaker. All Might knows that he cannot afford another fight with another villain, and he can feel the killer intent oozing off of Mindbreaker. Mindbreaker says, I'm at least understanding that the odds are not looking so good for me with all you heroes around, so I'm not gonna fight. However, know this, the next time we all meet, Hero Society will fall. And then all the villains escape, and then Shigaraki will then talk to Deku and says, so, you're the villain All For One has told me about. I don't think you are all that concerning how you ran away from all those heroes. Deku says, you be careful, Shigaraki. One wrong move and you will see why I'm highly regarded by All For One. Shigaraki is taken aback because he feels the killer intent oozing off of Deku, and he knows it may not be a good idea to mess with him. Deku then says, now let me explain. I would rather not use my full power to show all of my cards right away. There wouldn't be much to gain from that besides unnecessary casualties on the hero side, and more heroes will try to hunt me down. I already have committed a lot of murders. I don't need those heroes to start making connections. Yet, in addition to being mad at me for murdering one of their own, or a lot of their own. Shigaraki looks at Izuku with a bit of intrigue and he will say, "Alright, so what is your plan in the meantime? You haven't made it fully clear whether or not you want to align yourself with the League or not." Deku says, "Well, if you can get a couple more recruits, then I will join you. Though for now, think of us as just allies." Shigaraki grins and says, "I'm fine with that." And after that, Izuku will go home. Izuku, over coming weeks, months, will go commit a couple murders of other former classmates and teachers. You know, the usual teen stuff, right? And he will then, in between the time period, continue talking with Bakugo as a friend like everything is normal. Only for him to one day destroy Bakugo both physically and mentally. Later on, Deku will learn that the League of Villains has recruited more members, so he'll end up eventually joining them. He does appear to get the intrigue and admiration from this girl named Toga for some reason. Deku will then learn that the League is going to try to take more steps to try to expand, and wants to ally themselves with Overhaul. Izuku decides maybe they can do something better as they discuss this, since they know Overhaul might not agree to this. Izuku will use his quirk to take control of Overhaul's mind to make the decision easier for him. That, or maybe, Izuku thinks himself. Izuku then tells the League his plan. The League will then make a scheduled meeting with Overhaul, and Overhaul will be intrigued by the proposition of joining the League, or at least allying themselves with the League, but he says, "But what if I refuse? What if I decide it's not worth it for me and I decide not to take this proposition? Then what will you do?" Izuku smiles and says, "Allow me to demonstrate." Deku then kills one of Overhaul's henchmen like he is nothing with his quirk, and Overhaul and everyone else except Shiggy, Toga, and Twice are shocked. Izuku says, "Have I made my point clear enough for you? You accept, you don't die, and you get to help us destroy Hero Society. If not, then everything you've worked so hard for will be all for naught, as you will die instantly by my hands." Overhaul says, "That quirk. It's definitely something I shouldn't mess with, that I know. What else can you do with it?" Izuku smiles and says, "I wouldn't want to reveal all of my cards just yet." Overhaul says, "Fair enough," and then both will make a deal with each other, and Izuku and the League of Villains will get their first major win. Izuku also took note of Overhaul's daughter, who is named Eri, but he doesn't have much concern for her at all. Yeah, I can tell that she's in distress and stuff like that, but he doesn't want to anger his new ally, and it's just a part of business at the end of the day. He has his own things to worry about at the end of the day as well, too. Izuku will then discuss a plan with Shiggy to kidnap Bakugo. Then they will all do this, and we will see a battle between All Might and other heroes versus the villains, excluding Overhaul. All Might will fight with All For One, and this will remain the same. However, this is what Deku was hoping for, as the intense battle between All For One and All Might has caused All Might to lose his power. It's why Izuku set up the plan in the first place. Yes, All For One was captured, and that wasn't necessarily part of the plan. However, this might be a net benefit because Shiggy might also grow because of this. So, at the end of the day, the League of Villains is only taking W's, even if they take a little bit of an L. Anyways, Deku meanwhile had freed Bakugo while the fight was going on, and Bakugo is still unaware about who Deku actually is, as he just believes Deku tried to do a good thing to free him and sneaked in without anyone knowing, and while that was cool and all, he kind of has to scold him for it, but he still doesn't know that this is all a ploy to continue to gain his trust, only to stick a metaphorical knife in his back when the time is right. As Bakugo does scold him, even though he does thank him for freeing him, Deku just thinks to himself, "Yo, Bakugo, you have no idea what's to come at the end, and I cannot wait for your end to come when you and the rest of the society falls." Afterwards, Shigaraki and the League, along with Overhaul, will start preparations for one big plan, a war between heroes and villains. And with all the Nomu technology being perfected and the villains gain strength and there being no All Might, they can definitely win. Izuku says, "When this is all over, Hero Society will collapse, and it will be incredible." Shigaraki will then start preparations to receive All For One, and in the finale we'll go over the big war. How will that war go exactly? Find out in the finale. Thank you all for watching part 3 of What If Deku Was a Villain. So I hope you all can understand. And there will be a time where I will do longer videos, but again, now's not the time. Anyways, in terms of some of the other stuff, I really like what I've done in this series so far. Again, I know that it's not going to last very long, and I know that the next part is going to be finale, but I hope you all enjoyed the ride in between, despite, you know, how short the series is. Kind of like Otsutsuki Naruto. Anyways, for the usual stuff, make sure you get ready for the videos I have planned in my back pocket. And again, if you want me to read any fanfics, such as, again, DBZ, Naruto, MHA, and One Piece, or other series, comment down the name of it down below in the comments and link to where I can read it. Again, watch the community tab like a hawk, again, that's important. Follow me on Twitter, @MSH4, for another way to get notified of my videos. And also, the best place for you guys to interact with me, since I'm very active on Twitter, Instagram, @MA_stage4 for memes and just memes, but still follow me over there. And finally, join my Discord server for my second most active platform, and a way for you guys to suggest me ideas directly, since I do answer some DMs here and there and whatever. And yeah, so join all those, and we should be good. Or join or follow tomorrow deck, but still. Shout out to my 10 patrons, names on screen, and so my favorite patron Anguish, and my favorite patron Gabe Tidwell. If you want to support me further and get rewards to shouts like these, go to my Patreon, which is linked in the description. And again, follow me on Twitch, which is for my podcast. So again, follow me over there, link in the description. We're getting closer to 50k, so let's get there. That's all I have to say. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and share the video. This has been your boy, the MSA, sign out. Peace, YEEHAW. Same shade, close out. Bye-bye. Peace.